Hello everybody! Basically, we're going to be doing a scalp hair tutorial for the weird little part that sticks up when you have a wig with a swoop. So this might be a bang, or it might just be a regular swoop, or it might just be that the wig goes up, I don't know. Anyway, I was making this hair, and although you cannot really tell, it does go up a little bit, and to be fair, I did do mine a little different, but the concept still remains that we need to fill in this blank right here. The hair's already mostly done. The hair is already mostly done. We just need to make this part that goes up. So I'm gonna start with a plane, but instead of making a new plane, I'll just use this existing vertices. So I selected these vertices. I'll duplicate them with Shift D and separate them. P. Select the little line, and I'm just gonna remove the modifiers. Go into edit mode and extrude them. Probably move them along your normals when you extrude them. Actually, I lied. Don't do it along normals. Just move it and scale. And if you want, you can subdivide it. And with this part, you kind of want it to be, bro. You want it to be kind of touching, but like it doesn't have to be super precise because we're still gonna merge the vertices. And if we select both of the parts and go into edit mode, you can like move the parts that need to be aligned. Actually, let me delete this edge. Oops. GX like this. And I just want it to be slightly intersecting. When I go back, that was weird. When I go back in here, and I can do this, I can actually move. Wow, that was way too far. I can actually move this to be closer. And like I said, it's not like super aligned, but we don't need to align it right now, and we only need to align it when we have the general shape done. Or you can align it right now if you want. I don't care. Oh, okay. Oh, it's because, okay, that's actually fine. Okay, so you kind of want it like that, and I'm just gonna add a loop cut here and move it. Actually, instead of adding a loop cut, I might just add a subdivision modifier, and I'll set these to vertex crease. And this part too. And now I'm gonna select this like row of edges with Shift Alt select, and I'm going to add it to a vertex group. What am I gonna do with this vertex group? I'm gonna shrink wrap. Yeah. Maybe I should add the loop cut back in, because I need to move this into the scalp. Smooth. It's too much. And obviously I have to do the part that goes across there, so I'm just literally gonna extrude it across. What I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna take the parts that I intend to connect and scale them to meet. So I have this vertex from this hair strand, and I have this vertex from the part that we just created. I'm just gonna scale them. You can use S0 if appropriate, and then you can move the both vertices, bro. You can also use smoothing if necessary, but not near the parts that don't need to be smooth. When I apply the subdivision, I'll actually be able to move this to connect to this. But for now, I'm just gonna UV unwrap this. If you want, you can draw like a custom texture for the plane. So you would just unwrap the planes like that and draw a texture. But I'm just gonna use the texture I have because I have it. And that's how I'm gonna do it. I'm not too worried about this one because it's gonna be covered underneath the bang. Actually, should I create a custom I might actually, because I don't know if I like the white streaks. Like I like the white streaks with the texture. I mean, it doesn't matter. Let me put it in studio mode. You know, I know what I'm gonna do. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my texture, I'm gonna copy the base layer without the stuff, without the highlights and nothing. So now it just uses a solid black texture, which you may or may not like depending on your style. Me personally, I think it's swell. So before I make any other changes, I'm actually just gonna delete some of the scalp that doesn't cross paths with this. So I'm just going X-ray mode, bro. Basically, this part where this extra part starts, I'm gonna delete the scalp because it's way too many triangles. This hair is already, like, I've started decimating it, so don't even worry about it. I use lasso mode and I just select it like this. However, I probably shouldn't do that. I'll start high just in case. So basically anything in these like areas is gonna be deleted. And I do this. Why did it collapse? Oh, I didn't apply the shrink wrap. Whoops. Oopsies. And just do 360 to make sure you didn't delete anything that needs to be visible. I can basically delete the entire back because we're not gonna see the back. So I can delete this much. I'm gonna merge these vertices, so don't worry about that. And quite frankly, if you're looking at the hair like up in here, that's none of your business, so you shouldn't be looking at it. Regardless, it's still too many triangles, so we'll come back to it. If you're wondering why this hair is like so choppy, it's because I was prioritizing the curls at the front to the curls or to the back, which makes sense, to be fair. If you know, you know. If you're a scalp creator, you know. I want the curls to look better at the front. Like, I don't care about the back of the head. The back of the head is not my problem. The inside of the scalp, and that's why I delete it. Okay, so these two are essentially joined. So I'm gonna join the bang to this. Maybe I should start releasing white skin tones. Anyway, I've applied this shrink wrap. I'm gonna apply this Decimate now, and I'm going to use the scale method to join into this. So I grabbed the last vertex here and the last vertex from this other strand. If I can see it. Oh, okay, they're in the same spot. Are they? Oh wait. Okay, it's because of the weights. They were already at the same spot. I'm gonna move this one here and join it to this. And then I'm gonna move both of them backwards. And that's essentially how you do this method of making that lifted part, but there is a different method that uses the actual scalp, and I'll be doing that in the future. But yeah, it's as simple as a plane. It's always fun because it's kind of hard at first, but you do eventually get it. Bro, can you believe this tutorial is gonna be shrunk down to like 10 minutes? And I've been here for like an hour. Oh. I know, right? I'm seeing. So if you dissolve any edges in between the vertexes, it'll just automatically put everything in the correct position. Automatically. And okay, so the part that makes it look good is the normals. We are going to use vertex groups. So let me just remove all the existing vertex groups and assign just the bottom row to the. Actually, you can assign this entire one. It's this one that I have to focus on. We're gonna take this and we're gonna take the bottom row and assign vertex groups. Remove from all, vertex group, assign to new group. And we're going to add a data transfer modifier. The same thing we do for the scalp to make it melt, like melted. Well, instead of making the source the head, we're gonna make the source the scalp. And face corner data. Oh, and apply the vertex group. Custom normals. Let me change the shading. So this is without and this is with. And it's nearest face interpolated or projected, depends on which is more suitable for you. This is okay. Look at this poor boy. Oh, I need to turn off this. For this one, I'm just gonna copy the modifier. Copy to selected. And it just does it. This just means it'll look seamless in Roblox. I think I can join these. Join. Oop. I can just merge these, which is way better. You can't really tell, but it's definitely there. I'm gonna do the same for this edge. So assign to a new group, and also this. Assign to new group. Custom normals, nearest face interpolated. Some very questionable topology. Good thing we're doing UGC and not AAA game modeling. So I don't know. I'm not really like, I'm not bothered. Now that we're done with that, we can just delete these vertices in here. Since we've already applied shrink wrap, we don't need them. Vertices. And miraculously, we are under the triangle limit, which means I can turn this up a little bit. Barely. Okay. Because we lost some detail there, so the way it's still chopped. Okay, whatever. Okay, so this is just some additional information for people who are committed to this scalp thing. You can join my Discord server, because in my Discord server we have a lot of stuff, like a lot of resources. You can post your work in progresses, you can post your UGC for sale in the marketplace, and it needs way more users, please, because no one's actually talking. So I would really appreciate if you could join the Discord. I'm gonna be doing challenge events for people who make scalp hairs in UGC in general. If you want to get a chance to participate in the events and to possibly win some Robux, you should join my server. Oh, and I forgot to shout out to Callie, bro.
No, how could
Shout out to Okay, shout out to Miss K Glam for being my first ever young ho subscriber, supporting me with some extra because she got the higher tier. And anyone who gets the young ho tier and above gets a shout out in my videos. And you also get all the regular stuff that a scalp student gets. So why not? If you want a shout out, get a shout out. Okay. And she also makes oh, my thing is broken. She also makes clothing, so you can go buy her clothing. Thank you, Callie.